Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. This is a book I was looking forward to, because I am a fan of Ed Brubaker's and Sean Phillips. I really enjoyed Kill or Be Killed this year, and have to go back to their other titles as well, like Fatale and Big Fade Out is one of them, Criminal, there's a lot, so I'm gonna have to go check out those books. But yeah, I wanted to read this one. It's just straight off, you know, one comic graphic novel compared to some of their other stuff that have a couple of volumes or was a comic before, so it's kind of cool to see an original graphic novel from them. Let's start talking about the artwork first. Now, I love the art. I mean, look how beautiful just this kind of trade is. I really like the presentation overall, and I really like the coloring. I kind of like the pink boxes here, and especially when they're expressing artwork. We get to see these really intense colors, and even our main character kind of expressed why these intense colors are there. And I just overall like the use of pink throughout the whole entire narrative. And even also the flashbacks with kind of the black and white story here. And I felt like the figures that they use, like Nick Cave, John Lennon, I don't think we actually saw Elliott Smith, but he's mentioned here. It's cool seeing that too, kind of seeing figures that we know, because that was the point of this book. So what is the plot of this book? So with this one, we have this girl named Ellie, which we later learn is actually not her name. And she is in a rehab with this guy named Skip, and she's a bad influence, and she knows it. You know, Skip actually is trying to have a better life and try to be sober, and Ellie has, you know, she does not want that, and she knows she's a bad influence on him, and she just doesn't care. And by the end, I won't spoil it for you, but there's definitely some twists and turns where we actually learn Ellie's motives with Skip, and it's kind of the last couple of pages you learn. It is a little rushed, that ending, to kind of learn. I wish there was a bit more pages to get more from Ellie, but we do get to see kind of her motives here. And what I liked about this book especially is getting in the head of this character. That's something I've really enjoyed about all Brubaker's books, is you really understand who this character is by the end, and get into a head of somebody you usually don't get into the head of, like somebody who's quote-unquote a junkie, or in Kill or Be Killed, quote-unquote a killer, and you get in the head of them and kind of understand why they do the things they do. And we do understand Ellie, and how she gets into drugs, and I liked and disliked that we actually don't get to see the moment she gets into drugs, but instead she romanticizes her trauma, and her trauma being her mom was a drug addict, and we don't know what happened to her, and you know, her dad's not around, and the person who's supposed to be like her dad's in jail, and then there's this other guy who takes care of her, but we don't really know who he is. So she has a messed up life, and the way she kind of gone through life is seeing sorrow in other people and understanding the art that they create. Even though it doesn't seem like she's an artist herself, she definitely is in love with art, and we get to see that with how she explains John Lennon's song to his mother, or I love the quote about Judy Garland and Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and kind of the sadness of that, and you know, all these people that were on drugs, and she loved that idea. She wanted to be with them in a way, just like she wanted to be with her mother, and that's the real story here. It's not spelled out. Again, I liked and disliked that the story is about her connection to her mother and not being able to kind of admit her feelings to her mother and about her mother. It's really interesting. And I will say, I kind of wish this book was longer, because I feel like it was just a slice of this girl's life, and I wanted more. I think she had a really intriguing voice, but I think there's more to say with this character, and that's the disappointing part of this book. I feel like, you know, I understand, you know, and which is what I loved about this book. I understand why she took drugs, and I understand her point of view on drugs. But now I want to see, what was her life? It's just such a small snippet of her life, and I think she's a very interesting character, but that's kind of what makes this book unique at the same time. So overall, I'm going to give this one 4 stars. It's a really intense book, and it does exactly what I want an Ed Brubaker book to do. It gets in the head of this character, and you learn a different side of this character, instead of the the cover of the book. You get inside the book, and that's exactly what we get to see here with My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. So I'm going to give this one 4 stars. Of course, looking forward to seeing what else this creative team does, and pick it up if you enjoyed what they've done and if you like character pieces like this. But I will say there are parts that I feel like aren't fully satisfied if you are looking for more plot, but if you want a different point of view of a character, definitely go pick this one up. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later.